everybody like is always like, oh my god, everybody's looking at me, like what's going on, like self-consciousness and just being insecure. But watching it, I was like, oh, RuPaul's Drag Race. I saw them become literal like transformers with wigs on and like padding for hips and stuff like that, and just seeing them interact and just be themselves and like the way they perform, I was like, oh, it's okay for me to be me. And it just opened up my world, and I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Welcome to Keeping It Real. RuPaul's Drag Race, that's just legit. Because they're just there for a good time. They're just there to be them. That's who they are.
Essentially, yeah.
You know?
But as like a queer gay person watching RuPaul's Drag Race, it like brings out so many emotions that you didn't think were there, and you learn to accept other parts of yourself as well.
How old were you when you watched it?
Literally right after high school. Like, was the first time.
What did it bring out in you?
I was just even like, because the timeline was like COVID. Right when COVID started, like my life completely changed afterwards. For most people as well. But spiritually for me, I was like, in high school, I was so like worried about what other people would think about me. Like if I'm like,
I mean, that's also just like a high school thing.
Like, that's fair too. Like everybody like is always like, oh my god, everybody's looking at me. Like what's going on? Like self-consciousness and just being insecure. But watching it, I was like, oh, RuPaul's Drag Race. I saw them become literal like transformers with wigs on and like padding for hips and stuff like that. And just seeing them interact and just be themselves and like the way they perform, I was like, oh, it's okay for me to be me. And it just opened up my world, and I was like, I don't give a fuck anymore.
Did you know who you were and you felt like you couldn't be that? Or were you still trying to figure out who you were to be that?
Mixture of both, actually. Because I was like, I know that like certain people, okay, scratch that. I was like, I know that like I have this side of me, this like more feminine side of myself, that like I know that like I would have out, and like people would mention it whenever I did anything feminine. People were like, haha, you're gay. I'm like, haha, you did that. And I'd be like, what does it matter? Like, why do you care if I did that or not? So then I would just be conscious about that. So then like seeing other people, and just like in your mind you're like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that because like it gets like the wrong attention, just to, like protect myself, you know what I mean? And then watching the show, I was like, oh, they're literally like the full end of the spectrum right now, and they're still like completely being like not worshipped, but like they have a platform. They're like themselves. Positive they have this attention. Confidence that like you don't see almost anybody else have. You've been to a concert probably, right?
I've been to one.
Was it like, did it feel like a dream to you?
It was cool. Yeah,
I like watched a drag show like 2-3 weekends ago, like a drive-in drag. And I'm telling you, my mind was blown.
In
like,
person?
Yeah. Like, like, you basically, like, pull up there. It was, like, in Boston. We pulled up there. There's, like, little crates and people, like, little, like, sectioned off boxes or, like, fences. We went there, and, like, the drag queens just come on the stage. And it was, like, so hyped. There was, like, so much tension bringing up to it. It was literally like a dream. Because, like, on TV, watching them, it's not the same thing as seeing them in person. Them bitches were huge. Like, I'm not like, I don't think you realize, but like they are massive. Because like you think on TV they look like tiny and stuff like that, but that's just the camera. They're like straight up like huge jack transformers. Yeah, and it's crazy. I was like, what the fuck am I watching right now? I felt like being on like an amusement ride.
Yeah,
it was just insane.
Just fucking tripping it like acid.
For real, I was like, what the fuck?
Damn,
and it was cool, amazing. Yeah,
I always respect them because they're like true comedians without even trying. You know what I'm saying? They're the funniest fucking people, and they have perfect timing, and they know how to set up jokes. They're great storytellers, and like they're even with crowd work. Like someone in the crowd's like doing some shit, they know how to like literally. I listen to Whitney Cummings. It's a podcast. She had my sister's gonna be mad at me for this. She had a drag queen on it who owns a bar in Milwaukee.
Trixie Mattel?
Yeah.
Okay.
We went to that bar, by the way, on a road trip. We went to it, which was kind of cool.
Did you see her there?
Nah, she wasn't there.
Oh.
But we saw like the sign up that, you know, where she posted like on Instagram a picture of her like painting something on the wall. Like, this is,
No.
I don't know, whatever. We saw it. We took a picture in front of it. It was cool. But we were listening to that podcast, and she was saying how, like, first of all, she's one of the smartest human beings I've ever listened to. Ever. She was saying, her, Trixie Patel, she got Trixie because her stepdad would make fun, like, use that name to make fun of her for being gay. That's fucking savage. That's savage as fuck to just use that as your drag queen name,
and just like a big fuck you to the dad.
Yes, stepdad. And her jokes were offensive as fuck to other people. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was saying how she's saying things that offend people and like hurt them, but like, I don't know. It was cool because she was saying how she takes it, like she's taken all that and like can still take it and joke. Like, everything's just a joke. Like, it's all for fun, and like, it was just so motivational and stuff like that to see that. I don't know where I was going with it exactly, but
you saw her at a bar, and you said she was like a smart, like, businesswoman.
What were we talking just before that?
Drag Race.
Fuck, I had a point.
You're talking about Trixie Mattel, the club, the bar that you went to.
I worked too hard to figure out the name, and I forgot what I was gonna say.
What?
Oh, the comedian thing. Oh. Yeah, she was saying how like So there was one time she was at a show, and the person in front of her the person after her wasn't really like ready for whatever performance they were about to do. So they were like, go out there and like please the crowd, whatever, just make time. She'd stand up for like 50 minutes, like,
and just like host a show.
50 minutes is for her first time. That's unheard of. You can't, like, there's people who, the best in the game right now, struggled to do 5 minutes their first time.
Like, she hosted the thing?
Yes.
Hosting is so difficult. Like, I know what you mean. Like, that is insane to do for 50 minutes.
And killed it. And she was like, it just came natural to me. I wish that could be me. Like, I wish it could come natural like that.
I wish more people would do it, like, get into drag. Because it doesn't...
You're good.
Okay, it doesn't necessarily change who you are. It reveals more of yourself. Like, for sure. Like, if you ever, like, if I see you get into drag, and, like, you completely change. It'd be hilarious. It'd be, like, in a good way, too. You know what I mean? Like, imagine, like, you saw yourself in the mirror.
Like you said, though, are you changing? You're just dusting off whatever's in the way of, like, what's actually there, you know?
More of, like, dusting away.
Yeah.
Because it was just, like, baby steps for me to, like, start playing with, like, makeup and, like, coloring my nails and stuff like that. So if I wouldn't
This all happened during COVID?
Yeah. All during COVID, all after high school.
You said you were at, like, a dark point. What time frame was this?
Literally all of high school.
Really?
Low key.
You definitely seem more confident right now talking to you than in high school.
Yeah, that's what came with the COVID thing. I just, like, learned to, like, really not give a fuck anymore and just be gay.
100.
That's literally all it was.
In high school, like, did you tell people you were?
In high school, I'm not sure if you remember, but I'd always be the bitch. I'd be like, I'm bi. No, I'm gay. Actually, I don't know. I'm like, that's just how I was, because I truly did not know at the time. But because everybody else would, like, ask me, I would think of, like, okay, I gotta put myself in a box, but I hated that. So I would just be like, for the most running of, like, my high school, I'd be like, I don't, like, put a label on it.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until after COVID, and I was like, saw drag queens. Like, oh, okay, yeah, work. I'm gay.
Not bi at all.
No. Like, I can obviously see women and I'd be like, oh, that's an attractive ass girl.
I can see a guy and be like, that's an attractive ass guy.
Exactly. Like, it's not like nothing weird with that, but like, it's just like, I was just trying to convince myself otherwise. That's what was like the thing.
For other people.
Yeah, essentially. And I've always been like, I thought that I was like, I don't give a fuck, but like, looking back at it now, I gave too much of a fuck. And like, I regret it, but like, there's not regret it. Yeah, you learn from it. High school, it was just like, I literally was just there for like entertainment. I did not care for it at all.
What did you realize when COVID hit? Like, how did you reflect on high school? What stood out to you about high school that you, like you were saying, like you wish you could have done different?
I wish that I just socialized so much more with people, just because like, for literally, from like middle school, all the way to like sophomore year of high school, 6th grade in middle school, sophomore year of high school, I was in STEM. So I didn't get to like talk too much about the people in my grade except for the people that were in STEM. So like I never was able to like meet new people because STEM was like, oh no, everything's fine. Like everything was set for us. So So, so then I was just like, I never got to like talk to more people in our grade and just get closer with them and like, connections. And that's just one thing that I was like, oh, that sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
I learned from it.
I feel that. I understand you. The biggest thing for me when COVID hit, it kind of just like stripped everything away from me that I associated myself with. And then I was like, what am I? I was like, who am I? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I was just playing video games 6-8 hours a day, smoking weed, just walking my dog, coming back, just going to bed. And like literally
just like on a constant loop.
Bro, I hit a point where I've never felt worse like in my life emotionally. It was like just like a pit in my stomach of like every emotion, just like not like regret, but just like a anxiety of like what's to happen in the future, like who am I, and then also like what the fuck have I been doing in the past. What's the matter? The fireworks, they're scaring me.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll let them out. Doesn't know what to do. But yeah, like I'm saying, like it sucked at first, but it's the best thing that could have ever happened to me.
I feel the same way. How did you feel like you changed from that low?
Self-expression.
Yeah, I noticed. Sorry, I noticed the earrings. I was like, oh, I wouldn't picture that for you.
I always wanted them, bro, but I'd ask people, I go, you think I'd look good in earrings? They go, nah, don't get them. I go, alright.
Fuck 'em.
And then when it hit, I was like, fuck it. I wish I come back in. But yeah, finally. But yeah, it hit me. Like, just do what you want to do. It also hit me like, I don't know if you know this part, but I went on a shrooms trip and climbed a mountain and shit. Like, and this was everybody. There's mad people who are like, oh, he tripped shrooms and now he's fucking a hippie, right? That's for a short period of time. Some shit like that happened, but it just showed me like it. Basically, how I would describe it is I had all the dots. It just connected them. I'd seen what I needed to see. I got all the messages I needed, and it connected them. And it just showed me like what this universe is about, what this planet is about. Is you can create whatever you want. Like the law of attraction. You ever heard of that?
Yeah.
I completely believe in law of attraction, and manifestation. That's what it taught me, right? And at the beginning, I started practicing it, and like it was working out very. Like in a short term, it was working for me very fast, and I was like, "This is the shit." Like, and I kept going, and then throughout the year, like it's gone in, it's gone out. But now, being a whole year of starting this podcast and doing all the things I've been doing and all this change that come from COVID, I can confirm that like in the long run, that shit's still real. Like it's all true. Like I've had, like at the beginning, I was very. So you asked me what changed about me.
Right.
I've always questioned about like. God, the universe, what it's all about, the purpose. My mind, like my conscious, has always had that weighing on my mind, like anxiety from always thinking about that shit. Like
just like what does it all mean?
Yeah, like just thinking about all this, like what's the purpose? Why are we here? Like just questions, like existential questions like that, right? And like I'd talk to kids in like you see the church groups and stuff like that. Like I'd go to them, I'd talk to people. Like I really wanted something, and like that's what gave me like. Going up in that mountain and feeling what I felt gave me something. It just, like I didn't know what it was. I still don't know what it is. Like I'm still figuring shit out. I'm still learning, but it taught me something's there. You know what I'm saying?
Because it was a vital point. Because like a checkpoint in your life, and you remember it, and like you're still like, what is it like? Not like what is it, but you're like, it changed. Like whatever it was good for you.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're here.
And like knowing something's there, and knowing that there is a purpose. Like there is. I believe in faith, like there's a path, like knowing that that's all, like something's there. Even if I don't understand it, I can't control it, just knowing it's there has picked up so much weight off my shoulders, like, and then that's what allowed me to be me. You know what I'm saying?
Just like being liberated from all those.
Because I was like, alright, something's there, now let me focus on here. You know what I'm saying? Because all my focus was going, like low key, like all my focus was going there throughout the days in classes, talking to people, like, in my head, it was always like there. But then once I found that or found this or whatever it is, then I started focusing on the moment. I started appreciating conversations with people. I started just like love being alive. Like I literally fell in love with life. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and,
amazing.
Like,
yeah.
It's gone in and out, but every day, like I wake up and like the first thing I do, I literally say out loud like thank you for like waking up. Like I thank the universe because even if I don't feel it, if you're saying something like you're gonna feel it. You know what I'm saying?
As long as you put it out there, like you said, like
It's
it'll
coming
come back.
But that's the biggest thing for me is it taught me about law of attraction,
appreciation, like being grateful,
gratitude, and like your words do mean something. That's a big thing. It taught me that like no matter, I used to think like I'm big into comedy, and like I used to think like what they're saying isn't like they don't think that, they're just saying that to like get somebody to laugh, right?
Yeah.
But then like I kind of started going back on it because I was realizing everything I say, everything I ever have said or do say like has meaning behind it. It has something like a deep, not deep necessarily, but it has like there's some reason
intention
I'm saying, like
towards
the
it.
way I'm talking to someone. Like you meet someone who says me a lot. You meet someone who talks about like, for example, you like make plans with someone and then they say like, well, I was gonna do this. Or if I make plans with another person, I notice they say, well, we were gonna do this. Like I pick up on like all the little word choices like that now because I realize like that they're expressing how they're feeling in a way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like if someone's using I know they're in their own head, like thinking about themselves a lot more than someone who's using we. And like it's a bad example, but that's kind of
no,
like
I know
what
100% what you mean because like if you say I, you're talking about the singular, so like they're talking about their own thoughts and expressions. But when you say we, you're thinking about the group collectively and like just everything.
Exactly.
So I see what you mean by that.
So I started like really paying attention to what I was saying about myself, what I was saying about others, because like I used to have like not a dark humor, but like I didn't mind like if someone's the butt of the joke, I didn't mind it because I was like, oh, it's just a joke. But like I was realizing like not someone that hurt, like it's hurting someone. You know what I'm saying? Like it. And now I'm trying to find that balance of where it is a joke and you do mean a little bit of it, but it is funny,
right?
And then where it is hurting someone and stuff like that, you know? Like
I know. Sorry.
There's a line and I'm trying to find it, you know. But what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say like, yeah, because like my humor is like I like to like, which is people in general. I like to like stab at people because I like people when they stab at me. You know what I mean? Like reading, like you probably heard that term before, like Drag Race. Like that's like my type of humor. So like I see what you mean, but like crossing that fine line where like you say something and annoy somebody, but it's like, oh, it's still funny.
Yeah.
And crossing that line to being like, you're just fat. And it's like, what the fuck? Yeah. Like that's not funny. So like I see what you mean.
Yeah, I'm hip.
But I was gonna say something of like, so you learned about like Drag Race through your sister then, right?
Yeah, she'd watch it and then I'd just watch it with her.
Did you always like, were you always okay with that stuff? Like you never like,
it's just other people doing what they feel like doing.
Yeah.
I didn't like it's crazy. I don't think that deep about that stuff. I just think it's like, oh, it's just someone doing them, you know? Like I wasn't like, ooh, that's weird, like it's a guy. I was like, oh, that's just what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Like
it's more normal. It's way more normal to have that thought than to be like, what the fuck are they doing? Like,
I don't think people initially like think to judge people. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, they're just like scared and they don't understand it at first.
Yeah, exactly. I think most people. I don't know. I don't want to speak for most people, but I think a lot of people would just see that and be like, "Oh, that's just another." I don't know. When I see things, I don't think about like someone's characteristics, their personality, like what they. I'm just like, "Oh, that's a human doing a thing." You know what I'm saying? Like it's just another person. I didn't. It wasn't like a big deep thing. We were just watching it, and I thought it was entertaining. I thought they were funny as fuck. I like the music shit that they would do, and like
It was just... I really like that because like not a lot of people think the way that you do. Like I think the same way too, but like it's because like my life has been vastly different than like other people's. Mm-hmm. So like I was just I've experienced more things and I've just become like more aware faster than most people. So like I'm able to like think of like being like you said like the butt of the joke when like I would hear that and be like, oh, that's not like that's kind of hurtful, stuff like that. You know what I mean? But it's still fuck. That always happens. Like you start talking and like you just forget where you're going with the talking.
That happened to me when I was talking about Trixie.
Yeah.
I think a big thing I never realized that pushes me is humor. Like, if it's gonna, like, I'm always just searching for a laugh, either for myself or from someone else. And what that means is just understanding that person's humor. Because I've always registered, like, everyone thinks something's funny. There's no person who's like, nothing's funny. And I always think if you can understand what they think's funny, that person automatically becomes funny. That's something Noah Stemple said to me mad young. He said that, like,
that's fast.
Junior year of college. He's like, everybody's funny in their own way. And that shit stuck with me. And I totally agree. And, like,
I laugh at, like, almost anything. Because, like, I can just see, like, oh, they're just, like, quirky. Or, like, they're very nervous.
You can put yourself in their shoes. And you're like, oh, I feel that. So I guess, like, in a sense, when I saw Drag Race and stuff like that, like, I could put myself in their shoes and see what was making them laugh. Like, and that shit would make me laugh. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I could see my sister giggle, and I'm like, oh, that shit was funny to her. What made her laugh? Oh, it was that part. The next, it comes up again, and then I'm dying. And then next thing you know, I'm enjoying it. And it doesn't, like, it's not anything.
Whoa, that's so cool.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
For sure. Like, most people just don't they're so closed-minded and, like, just, like, apathetic, per se. But being drag queens is just, like, that's the ultimate, like, fuck you, I don't care what you think of me. Like, for society in general. It's just, like, wear a wig and just wear makeup and I give a fuck.
That's just hard as fuck.
Yeah. Like, I would literally die to see, like, anybody, like, any guy to be, like, built up from, like, head to toe. Because, like, you would, like, go crazy. Like, have you ever worn heels before? Ever?
No.
Yeah, like, they're so difficult. Your toes would be, like, cramped up. And then, like,
I don't want to wear heels.
Wigs are so heavy.
That shit does look hard as fuck.
You can't, like, even, like, I walk in it sometimes and I stumble, but, like, it's just so much practice. And, like, I don't think it's, like, it's really tough to just, like, be, like, a woman, per se. Like, much respect.
Much respect.
Much respect.
Shout out to all the women.
Shout out to the vaginas out there. We love you. Thank you.
Yeah, doing makeup and shit like that. Y'all do too much. You doing too much.
So what have you been up to mainly?
Right now?
Yeah.
Well, if we're going on the timeline of when I saw you last, COVID hit the lowest point mentally.
Mm-hmm.
Started soul searching, reading Buddha books, reading anything I get my hands off, watching podcasts, talking to people, smoking mad weed, trying to figure it out, right? Trying to find something, trying to figure out who I am, right? And then took a shroom trip, climbed a mountain, saw something, felt the love of the universe. I felt like something's holding me, like there actually isn't, like, the lights don't just go out when you die. Something's here, you know?
Okay.
And then came down from that, and I immediately went sober for like 3 months straight. Never didn't smoke, didn't drink, did nothing. Made this podcast, was doing an episode every day, just working out every day, getting my shit together, and feeling like $1 million.
Preach. That's awesome. Yeah.
It was, dude. Like, literally, after being high on shrooms, coming down, and then doing what I did, I came down, and, like, for a 2 to 3 week period, I was like, all right, that was crazy, but I don't know, was that just, like, the drug, like, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I was very skeptical of it.
You get, like, very, like, not cynical, but, like, you start going crazy. Like, did that actually, like, because I tripped on acid, and, like, it wasn't the best time, but, like, I always hear people talking about mushrooms, and, like, it always sounds like a great time. So I'm like, have you ever done acid? Tripped on acid?
I plan on
it.
My parents listen.
Yeah. We get it. But, like, so, okay, yeah, we can cut that. So, like, anyways, like, I tripped on acid, and it was, like, a really dark time, but, like, I was expecting it to be good, and, like, you saying stuff like that with mushrooms and stuff like that, I'm like, fuck, I really want to try it. But, like, I was gonna ask you, because, like, if you've done both of them, you could, like, compare them.
Yeah, I can't compare them.
Yeah.
I guess from stories, acid's fucking hit or miss. I've heard, like, the best stories I've heard is when people just, like, did you stay in one place and, like, try to control it?
Yes.
I've heard that the best stories come from when you just continue living life. Like, you go out on a drive somewhere, not you driving, but I'm saying, like, you go out with your friends somewhere, you go do something fun. I heard a lot of bad trips happen when someone's like, I just tried to trip in my room for 16 hours, and I'm like,
that's awful.
That sounds like not a good idea.
That's, like, exactly what it is. It was
so
awful.
Yeah, I can't compare them, but I know they're different realms. I know like LSD is more visual. It's definitely way longer, way more vivid. Shrooms, nothing visual for me at least. I didn't take enough to do anything like crazy. It was just an overwhelming feeling of love. Like that's the only way I can describe it. Like you felt I felt so connected to every human being around me. Anyone I passed, bro, there was people. This is why like I got skeptical about it. Like we were on a mountain just passing people. We're sitting on a rock hanging out. These people just walk up to us and like they're gonna walk through like the pathway, right? And they just stand there and start talking to us about like everything. Like, and like they were planning on walking through, and then they just saw us like sitting there being mad peaceful, and they're like just started talking to us, and like that stuff made me think. And I'm working at Target after like 2 weeks after, right? And I'm thinking about all this stuff. I'm thinking. I'm like, all right, like that shit happened when I was on it, but what made me be able to talk to people like that? Like it was just the fact that I didn't care. Like I didn't have an ego. I didn't think about what people thought about me, and like. At Target, I slowly like practiced that. Every morning I came in and said good morning to anyone I saw. I learned everybody's name in the building. I said good morning to every person I saw. Like, tried to talk about anything with any person. And, like, also, I forgot to mention this. We had a night, you know Zach Matrakis?
Yeah.
He had his own, he's done a podcast too. And he's had his own journey. He's had his own battle. He's gone in a much different route than me. And he got to all this spirituality without any drugs, without anything, right? He was super depressed. He was brought to a horrible point. He was sick of pills and medicines, and he looked towards spirituality and like holistic healing to get himself back out of that, to become a human again, basically.
Yeah.
And I mean that in a way like be happy being a human. And he learned about chakras. He learned about like crystal healing. He learned about like meditation, Buddhism, like all these religions. And one day he saw Justin at a party, and then Justin and them started talking about NoFap, which is the concept of not being enough. You don't jerk off anymore, right? And,
okay.
Which is like a crazy concept for someone to bring up at a party, right? Like that's crazy that they had that commonality, because Justin was simultaneously looking for himself too. Like it was crazy. We were all looking, but none of us were talking about it to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. So
we're all just trying to figure it out. And then Zach just unloaded all of this shit on him, like all about the third eye, being aware, meditation, like all the stuff I'm saying. And then Justin goes, bro, like you got to talk to Ed and Steve. You got to sit down and talk to them. Like we're all on this. Zach Matrakis sits down with us. He tells us about all of us. I go, all right, this is what I got to research. I'm at Target the next day. Also, in that moment when he told us all about that stuff, I go, I know what I got to do with the podcast. I know what's going to happen. Because I had started it during high school. I had started a podcast, but I made 5 episodes just like.
I remember that.
It was alright. I was trying my hardest, but we came back from that conversation, and I went to Target the next day and watched like while I was just folding clothes, I was listening to like an hour video about chakras, and like I started practicing what he was saying, and like, dude, I dead ass like that day at work, I felt like I was on shrooms again. Like I dead ass did it, and I was like, dude, it's here. Like you can do it. Like you dead ass can just drop the ego and just live a life this like this. Yeah. And from that day, I just went like I was on cloud 9, bro. Like literally. So
okay, describe it. Like, did you get like palmed again by the universe, or you're just like,
yes, bro,
you completely like unmask yourself again?
I felt everybody around me. I felt what people were feeling around me. Like I felt like I was looking at this girl Ella, bro. Fuck, I don't want to use. I was looking at this girl Ella. I'll use her name because I already used it. I'll cut it out or whatever. I'll bleep it out. I don't want to call her. I don't want to put her on blast. She wouldn't mind though. I know she wouldn't mind. We were just talking, and then we're just talking, and we had worked here for 3 months already, 2 months together, just basic surface level conversations, talking about like, oh, where you from, school and stuff like that. And like I looked at her and I could tell she was sad or whatever, and I didn't say anything. She just said something to me. She's like, I forget exactly how it was. She's like, you know, like I know I'm sad and I'm working on it. Like something like out of the blue, like something that. And like that, it was right when it clicked for me too. And I go, whoa, like what just happened? And then she just starts opening up about all of it. I'm talking about it with her. It's like this beautiful thing, bro. She's literally, she feels like comes out of it feeling better. And I know that I helped her make her feel better. And I was like, whoa, holy shit, bro. Like you can just do this. I go outside. I'm having a conversation with this other girl, Haley, and she's talking about like all this shit with her mom, And out of nowhere though, like she came to me and I'm like, bro, what did I just unlock? Like all of it was just coming at me. And then from that point, I was having people people were asking me to be on the podcast to talk about it, like their things. People were, if I saw them in the gym, I was just talking to people constantly. And then, dude, that was the happiest I've ever been in my life. Like I literally hit the upper limit. Like I deadass I hit that point, and then I rode that all the way to school. I mean, of course, there's still like things that were like tiring and annoying and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, like,
right, like
in terms of like just
not every day's gonna be a good day.
Yeah, but like every day was a good ass day. There were still little things, of course. I don't want to say like it was perfect, but like every day was like so.
Like you took something from it and you changed the next day per se, right?
I was just learning so much so rapidly, not from books, not from podcasts, just from talking. That's my mode, bro. That's my mode, talking to people. Yes, and it just all clicked, and I wrote it till school, and then I got to school, and it just simmered out. And it's no one's like, it's not school's fault, it's nothing, it's just that what was going on wasn't sustainable. Like what was happening at that point, I don't want to say it's not sustainable, I don't want to talk down on it, because I always thought when I was in that time period, I always kept saying, you're going to come down from this in a couple years, and you're going to go, you just went crazy. I always thought this, bro. I always thought that I'm just going to look back on this time period and think I went crazy and then go back to living a normal life. But I promised myself I wouldn't. So I'm going to focus on trying to get back to that point. But I got taken down from that point at school. It was still a great time. I still had great days. Here were my days. Here were my days before COVID and all that shit.
Okay.
And then here are my days like after all that shit that happened. This is the top. And then, like, these are normal days. These are, like, bad days now. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's still significantly better than what I was living before. I'm still, like, I'm looking at my life like a stock. Like, you just go up, you hit a point, you hit a peak, you fucking fall back down, you buy the dip, and then you go back up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I guess right now I'm on the way back up, and doing a podcast again is a telltale sign of that. And I know that about myself, that when I start doing podcasts again, that's when I start feeling it again. But yeah, I guess that's where I'm at right now. I went down during school, went back up. I hit a pretty low point at school again because I was just feeling mad lonely, and like the way COVID was set up, the way winter was, mad cold. Like I would literally go 3 days in a row without seeing a human being, bro. Like,
and that shit's just so not
right. It was crazy. And then it started getting warmer out. We started having parties at school and shit like that, and it was a blast. I was meeting mad people, talking to all these people. All these people were listening to the podcast. They fucked with me and shit like that. And then now
that's like, you had like supporters or fans.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's crazy. And then came back home, and then I just kind of been in grind mode in work and basketball and working out. So I've just kind of left this on the back burner for a little bit.
But you're still like focusing on yourself and doing what's right for you.
That's I think you hit it. That's the change. Is I used to focus on everybody else, but now the main focus of everything is myself now. You know, no matter what I'm doing, it's still myself.
Did you ever have like Miss Turco? Do you remember her? She had this one saying, like, she just said this one thing to me like during class one day and just stuck with me for like since then. She was like, in your early 20s and your like teenage years, or just like between like 16 to like 25, just be insanely selfish and just do things for yourself. But as a kid, I was like, no, that's just like, why would you want to be selfish?
Yeah.
But then after like experiencing life, you're like,
you know what she
holy
means.
shit, like, yeah, it's not like to be selfish, it's just like,
it's not
make you your own priority, like top always. And like,
you're the only person you're here with every day.
Yeah, like kind of sad, but like you're born alone, and like you're most likely gonna like die alone. Like even if you have like a wife or a spouse or whatever, you're still gonna be like on your deathbed.
You're the only one who hears the voice.
Exactly. The only. Damn.
But we're on the way back up. I feel it.
Yeah.
I definitely feel it, and I want to get back to that point.
I really hope that like you like make it with this shit, whatever like it is, because like I just love seeing my friends like do well.
No hope. I know I will.
No hope.
I will.
Period. Like that's the way. Like you will do it. That's the way I think too.
I don't know if it's this. I don't know what. It's gonna be something. I know I'm gonna do something great. It's. I just feel it. I'm bred for it.
Whatever it may be, I really like wish you the best of luck, because everything's like.
You as well. You and Harvey, you guys' production. That shit's fucking professional as fuck.
Thank you.
And that's literally your you took drag queen in, you felt it all, and now you spit out your own expression of what that was to you, and that's what it is.
Quite literally, yeah.
And now you found it. You feel better. That's what it's all about.
It's all about just like, for me, my biggest lesson was just like not giving a fuck anymore. Sometimes I always go back to that shell because like it just feels nice sometimes.
Comfortable.
Yeah, but then I'm always like, that's literally what I think. Like, you're being too comfortable. Like, don't like get out of your own shell, push yourself forward, do other things. Like doing a podcast, like I've done podcasts before, but I always be like too shy to like be behind, not even be behind, but like be on the camera and like forget like that the camera is there and just like be myself. I don't know. It's just difficult. I've always been nervous before it. I'd be like, oh, people are gonna see me and like,
What are they gonna say? What are they gonna say about me? What are they gonna see this and then tell somebody else?
But not only that too. It was just like I would. I'd hate to like see myself on camera and like I do something for the sake of being on camera and then I watch it later. I'm like, why did I do that? That's not me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's just like, and I just like, it was weird, but like now I'm like, man.
I'm gonna just check the camera real quick.
Are you liking the conversations? Give us your thoughts.
Aces. I'm just here so I don't get fined. But 100. I totally feel that. And especially like, I think the biggest change is awareness. Like you said, you became aware of a lot more and the ego drop.
Yeah.
Like not giving a fuck what people think.
I literally like after tripping on acid, I literally had like my experience. The best to describe it was just a straight up ego death. Like it was crazy during the beginning of it. Afterwards, I like blacked out and I was like, who am I? I literally was like, I don't know what year it is. What is happening? What the fuck is COVID? Where am I? It was just, I was like waking up again. It was like, I felt like being a baby again. Like, you know what people say like you're going to the light when you're born?
Yeah.
That's basically like, towards the end of my trip, that's what I saw.
Holy
like
shit.
Coming back out of it, and I was like, I remember like waking up in my, like just like in my mom's bed, like in a ball, and I was like,
That's symbolic.
yeah,
in your
right?
mom's bed.
Oh my god, that's true. And I was just like,
In a ball like a fetus.
I was literally quite reborn after that, because for the longest time I was like, I feel like I was in a state of like psychosis of just always going back to like you said, like the thing about like the mountain trip you had.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd always be thinking about it too, and I'd be like, fuck, like I saw this and like I told myself this, but like how does it really like come together in like the real world, not the acid world? That's just like
That's
thinking.
That's what I'm working on, is that balance. Because clearly there is this societal world we live in. You know what I'm saying? Clearly we built something if that's originally what we think it all is, you know? So that's my main focus right now, is finding like that balance point of giving just enough fucks to
because
express
like you also,
myself and people understand me, and not giving enough fucks for people to stop me.
yeah, and like also like you don't want to like I don't want to embarrass myself either, like look stupid. You know what I mean? So it's always like, what's I going with?
But what do you mean? What do you mean like embarrass yourself?
No, just like I really don't care to like be like embarrassed or like be vulnerable. But like if I just do something, I don't know what to say, like be embarrassing. Like if I'm drunk or something, like somebody catches me, I'm like, oh, I don't. Like, take that off. You know what I mean? That's the one thing though. But besides,
we gotta worry about our generation. Shit that has to worry about that shit because the cameras and stuff.
Oh my god, yeah.
Fucking everything's recorded, bro.
Do you remember like the kids in middle school like had a sex tape? Like what the fuck are they doing now? OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, I guess I'm not scared of getting embarrassed. I don't know. I feel like nothing can embarrass me.
Yeah. Being embarrassed and like,
that's a bold statement.
do you watch it is a pretty bold
for
statement.
me saying that nothing.
Do you watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Have you watched the new season?
The 6 or 5?
5.
Nah. Or yeah, I saw 5, not 6.
Did you watch like the first episode?
Yes.
So like the thing that the Morty's love interest said, were like, quit being nervous all the time. It's kind of selfish. Like being nervous all the time can be selfish. And every time I get nervous, I'm like, fuck, I was so selfish. Like, that was just sticks with me now. That, like, that is so true, though. Because, like, you miss, like, you're restricting yourselves.
See what you're
so many
doing
possibilities.
Right, you're doing right now what I'm talking about, like Shrooms did. Like, you keep saying, like, this one line keeps sticking with me for some reason. This one episode keeps... That's what I was doing, too. I kept being like... And then I put it together, and I was like, dude, it's sticking for a reason. Like, you're supposed to hear that him saying that It's reminding you in the moment to like check yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Miss Churko saying that is reminding you. You know, like I have those one-liners from people that stick in my head too, that just come up in the moment. Like I'll be like, why the fuck did I just remember that?
Yeah.
And then I think it's my higher self. He's helped me out up there.
Is that what that is? My higher self?
What do you believe in?
I don't. Sometimes I don't know. I believe in a higher being, but I've never like had a intimate, personal like interaction with said higher being. But I do have like faith, so I'm always believe like stuff are meant to like some things happen because they're meant to happen, and like some things are just not meant to be for you because there's a different path for you.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe in stuff like that. Like obviously, like I'm not like the dictator of my own world per se. Like obviously I am, but at the same time there are some things that you just cannot control, and some things that just happen because it happens.
And understanding that you don't have control in a way gives it to you. It gives you control in a sense.
It makes it so like all like the voices, not the voices in my head, but like it just makes all like the meaningless worrisome things be like, oh yeah, I'm like, it's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't gotta worry about it too much.
No, I completely feel you. See, I'm sorry for starting my sentence with nah. That's what I gotta check I do that to mad people. I go, nah, but, nah, yeah, I agree. Why do I say nah? Why am I diminishing what they're saying?
Oh yeah.
I gotta check that shit. See?
Yeah, you fucking bitch, that hurt.
It's like little shit like that that I've become aware of. That's helped me the most.
Yeah, because like a lot of small cues and like body language tells like what a person's like feeling or like, yeah, like feeling and like what they're thinking about and like how they're expressing it.
Me telling you nah right now just kind of like low key kind of says that I'm saying like, fuck what you just said, but here's what I gotta say. That's low key. That's how I think of it. When someone says nah to me like that, I deadass go, alright, fuck you.
No, I like see. I just did it too. Like, it's just like I get like it's just like the way that some people talk. Like I know like when you say it, I'm like, oh, it's just like he's getting to his point right now.
Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
No, but like yeah, for sure.
But no,
but like
yeah, no, yeah.
I get what you mean, but like not really. But like yeah.
You said you believe in faith. Have you seen it? What makes you believe in faith?
That's a tricky question. It's just more of like I just never, you know, like there's like you always think like worst possible things that can happen. I always think of that, and like I never reached that. So to me, that registers like if I didn't reach that point, and I know I could have reached that point, nope, that didn't make any sense.
Rewrite it.
Let me rewrite it. I don't know, it's kind of difficult, but like I was just always raised with like, I was raised like Christian or Catholic.
Ditto.
And I went to like CCD and all that stuff, but even then I never took it seriously because I didn't mess with like religion, like the way that they run the system and stuff like that.
You're also a kid and they're pushing shit on you.
And I was also gay and they told me that was wrong. So I was like, okay, let me like back up for a little bit. Like, let me see what this is really about. And I just never like vibed with it, but like God and faith and all that. And I like the fact that like religion and like brought people together. It's how you meet people. It's how you share the same interests. It's how like you basically like grow and just like meet other people. And that part I get, but like the whole part where like some people are like nitty picky with like the certain verses of the Bibles and stuff like that, and like their beliefs and how they practice it. Like for me personally, I don't care like if you have religion or not, as long as like you don't force it on me, and like vice versa to me to them. Like I don't really have a belief in somebody, but I'm not gonna like not disapprove, but like invalidate what you believe in because I don't believe in it. That's just stupid. It's like, why would I do that?
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good attitude to have. I think that's peak maturity is when you're like, you do you.
Yeah, like you do you, you do me. As long as
people
we respect each other,
control people. It's like, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, it's like there's not like, why do you care so much?
You don't have a say in their life. Like it doesn't matter to you. It shouldn't matter to you. Like why did everybody have to be like you?
Yeah,
people pushing religion on people pisses me off.
If everyone was the same, the world would be so fucking boring. Like we wouldn't have drag queens, we wouldn't have football players, we wouldn't have singers, we wouldn't have artists, we wouldn't have literally anything. It would just be the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. Who the fuck wants that? I don't think I would want that. I don't want that. I feel like most people
want it until they get it and then realize they don't want it.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, everybody's equal, but like that's not gonna happen realistically. Like it'd be nice, but it just won't ever be the case, I think.
Yeah.
But it's good that we always work towards that as like people.
100.
How long has it been?
44 minutes.
Oh, damn.
Shit goes fast.
It does.
Shit goes real fast.
Feels like it's been like 5 minutes.
Yeah. For me. What do you think about, like, a higher being? Like, you believe in, you said you believe in, like, I said higher self, but what do you think, like, do you think the lights go off when you die? Like, what is there out there?
For me, in my being in core, I really believe that there is, like, reincarnation. Like, either you get reincarnated as, like, another animal, another, like, human being, whatever the case, even, like, air or, like, dirt or something like that, like a tree. I think you just get reincarnated. Because I don't think, like, I don't know, because, like, if, like, yeah, we do have one human life, but there's just no way that that's all we ever get.
Well, we see souls all around us. Ace is a soul.
That's
He's
what
a
I'm
soul
saying.
inside of him.
Like, that's why, I asked you earlier if, like, you have if you think your dog's a human. And I also asked Serena the same question. Because, like, some dogs, like, do have, like, you said a soul, but, like, some dogs are just, like, some dogs are also just, like, they're dogs.
Yeah.
So, like, I think it's so interesting because, like, I do believe in reincarnation. I don't know what extent of it, but, like...
Well, if you think about it, conservation of matter, conservation of energy, why would our souls just get destroyed?
Yeah. Like, it would have been such a waste if... Have you ever heard the egg theory?
Egg?
Yeah. Like, it's ever, like the Kazurk. I completely said that wrong, but, like, those, like, German
Is that
guys,
why Lady Gaga went in an egg for 3 days?
I don't think there's, like, any correlation with that, but...
That's all I thought of when you said, like, egg theory.
Egg theory is, like, it's on YouTube. I think you've definitely, like, seen the people that make the videos before, potentially.
Yeah.
But, like, essentially it was, like, every human being, and this is, like, kind of, like, another... I'll tie it back together. But anyways, the video was, like, you're born, and, like, the person died. You go into this afterlife, and there's a sentient being there with you, just, like, guiding you through the motions, and your soul, the person, is just, like, wondering, like, what's all this? What's happening? What's gonna happen to me? Where am I? The sentient being goes and tells them, you died, but you're still gonna live on. You had a family. You had a wife and kid. You died in a car crash, and now you're here. And he's like, that's so sad. Like, I need to go. Are they okay? And this sentient being was like, see, because you had that thought, you cared about your family and stuff like that, you're gonna be able to, like, I don't know what it was specifically, but it was like, that's like, the end of the story was like, I'm gonna skip forward because I forgot about it, but, like, that part was important because it came back to it and said, like, you are that soul that was with the sentient being, goes back, and they are every single human being living through life, like, in the past, present, and future, newborn, older, like, youngest human being and stuff like that. Like, you are just, like, yourself, and we're living via each other and learning through each other. And I saw that, and I was like, that is so true. Because, like, when I was tripping on acid, my thing that I kept screaming the entire time was life is, like, just reacting. That was just the entire thing. I kept thinking, like, life is just reacting. Like, you just react to somebody else reacting. And it just kept going back and forth in my mind. And watching the video, I, like, almost cried because I was like, oh my god, everything is, like, making sense right now. But then I saw it.
I've been there, brother. I've been there.
It was just so, like, it was so enlightening because I was like, I've always, like, treated people like that. Like, treat other people the way you want to be treated.
Golden fucking rules, son.
Right. Like, shit in Salt Free since, like, kindergarten or first grade. And it's like, but watching it and, like, knowing why you should do the things we do, like, treat other people the way you want them to be treated, it's because, like, we just learn from each other. And, like, if you allow that wall to be down and just, like, be vulnerable and, like, learn from each other and not, like, judge, you'll be able to grow more as, like, a human being in general. Just exposing yourself.
That's like you ever heard it? There's a Logic song where Neil deGrasse Tyson at the beginning, like.
Oh, you mean 1-800?
Yeah. No.
I know. I'm kidding.
No, at the beginning of the song, it's like a screech of a car, and then he's like, Neil deGrasse Tyson's like, hello, and he's like, where am I? What's going on? He's like, you died, and then the first thing he says, he's like, what about my wife? What about my kids? And then he's like, see, good thing. Like, I told you died, and the first thing you thought about was your wife and kids, not about yourself. Like, there's something about that. Like, that's selflessness.
Yeah. Because, like,
I can get behind the egg theory.
Yeah, like,
ride with that.
I'll show you afterwards. It's pretty sick. Like, I'm pretty sure there's no way you haven't watched like one of their videos before. You know what I mean? I just have that feeling. Like I know you've watched it before. Not that video specifically, but the channel.
I might have even watched. Wait, is it like the ones with the animated things?
Yeah, like their like mascot is like the animated birds.
Yes. Yeah, that's like after school or some shit like that.
Yeah.
Or some.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, I can get behind reincarnation. I think there's levels to this shit. I think right now there's this YouTube series called Law of One, and I don't want to base my spirituality off of the YouTube series. Like I don't want people to think that's what it is. Like I take parts of it and I believe in it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I take parts of everything and I put it to my own beliefs. But one thing I saw is like there's different like densities of consciousness. Like we move our way, our soul moves our way up through like the densities of consciousness. Like you said, that's why I thought it was very interesting when you said reincarnation. You included like air and wind and rocks, because like what that YouTube video said was like the first density is like the 4 elements, and the second density is like plant life, and then the third density is like human beings, and then the fourth density is like spirit, like a spirit guide beyond this realm. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes on and on up to 7. Like
almost like every single like spirituality thing, they almost like interconnect like their beliefs in somehow way or shape or form. Like either have like different realms or like the ways to like the another sentient being and stuff like that. There's like I'm like everything, like there's no way that like all of us humans from like different places in the world like just happen with like make up with the same beliefs, and like so happen to like they not add up, but they kind of like intertwine with each other. Like,
there's something we all share. There's something that holds us together. There's something that's inside of all of us. Some like in a sense that proves that there is something. You know, the fact that like it is so similar to each other, that we're so close to feeling the same thing, but it's a different interpretation.
Right.
You know, but it was just speaking about like basically what we're talking about, like going each of those beings and stuff, and like I think you get reincarnated, and like you have, whenever you're up there or whenever you're somewhere else, you have the option to reincarnate on this planet. Like you can look down and be a guide. Like when I said higher self, I think my higher self is myself in the future after going through a lot of these lives and understanding a lot, you know. And now it's guiding this being right now in order to get me to learn what I have to learn to get there, you know?
So, like, your higher self is, like, your past selves and future self? Is that, like...
My higher self is, like, my future self trying to get my past self to that point. It's like that one it's like my higher self made all the mistakes, and now it's trying to teach this body, this human, this person, Ed Smith, right now, how to get there the fastest way, in a sense.
I really like that. It's like
I can skip making all the mistakes because I already have it up there. I already made all the mistakes. I already fucked everything up, and now it's just teaching me. You know, so I think there's a part where you become that being, and then I think there's a part where you're that being for others. You know what I'm saying? And you can. I like to. You know, you ever play like FIFA or like 2K?
Sure.
So like, you know what a CPU is? Like how like you could be the main character like dribbling the ball, but there's 4 other players like doing movements and stuff like that just because they're there. Sometimes I think like animals and stuff are CPUs, and like they're just there doing like automated responses, like, oh, bird, go fly, go tweet, whatever. And then I think a soul who's trying to send a message to a human being can enter this CPU, become control of this animal, and like be seen where it needs to be seen. Because I really believe. Look at this book my mom has. Everyday spirit, and it's about like the animals you pass and stuff. And she always like she picks like the first animal she picks every day, and like reads whatever that animal is trying to tell her in those like the books that speak about, like, you know, books that like say what angel messages mean, like angel numbers and like stuff like that. Like that talks about all that stuff.
Okay.
And it talks about like, and she'll say every day she'll wake up and see a different animal. Like every day there will be. The other day, like I'll be having a crazy intricate thought, like some profound shit right in my head, and I'm like, whoa, where did that come from? And I'll look, and it'll be a massive blue jay, a massive cardinal, a massive something out of the ordinary. It like staring at me though, bro. Like literally sitting there looking at me like, listen, like I'm talking to you right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I see that shit a lot. And I think I genuinely believe I can, like, this is one thing I can say I genuinely believe, that a soul has like entered that animal's body in order to get that message across. Somehow it sent that thought to me through frequencies or whatever. Somehow that thought was pulled through because thoughts aren't yours. You don't pick what you think. The thought came to you. I heard it, and then I saw who sent it. That's how I think it is. I don't know who the soul is. But I know that animal was there to show me that I did just hear something important.
Okay.
You know?
I'm trying to grasp that together. Like, I can see that.
I'll give a good example.
No, but like, I get like the whole animal part scene, but like, what does it? Is it like distinguish between like the species of the animal, or like if you see a bird?
I just take it. I don't look into it too deep. So like, there's a lot of blue jays in our backyard, right? There's a lot of like they'll come and eat food and stuff like that all the time. I was in Boston. This is way back during the beginning of school, and I was feeling down because I was like, shit, bro. Like, there's no nature in Boston. Like, the only animals I see are rats and pigeons. Like, it's kind of mad. Like, there's not a lot of energy here. Like, because in the summer I was getting a lot of energy from like meditating outside in the grass and listening to animals and stuff. And then I got there and I was like, what the fuck's good with this? Like, there's no life. Like, there's no love. Like, it felt like empty in a sense. This was also because of COVID.
So like everything was just like depressing.
But I was like having all these thoughts. I look up and a blue jay is literally staring at me through the window. Like, I was eating at the dining hall. I look up and there's just a blue jay staring at me. And I looked at it for like 5 minutes, not saying like I was just looking at it, thinking, and like the thoughts were still just coming through my head. And then someone says, "Yo, what up, Ed?" And I turn and I look back, things gone. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm like, all right, that was there. Send me a message just for me. I heard it, and now I'm good. And like, it taught me like, there is energy in the city, and it's in the people. The people are the energy of the city. The only thing is COVID was stopping all that. That's why I felt so lonely. That's why I felt like you were just looking at buildings and shit, and you were just looking at bricks. But when Boston's alive and there's an energy in the city that you can't get in nature because there's not that many people in nature. But then you get to the city, you get this energy from, you just get, it's the yin and the yang, you know?
Like, I really want to move to like a bigger city, like regardless of what it is, just like you watch, like I watch movies and stuff like that, and I see people in like the New York settings and stuff like that, and I'm always like, I would thrive if I was just people there. Cause like you just walk down the street, you meet somebody that's like smoking a blunt, he likes your vibe, you smoke, you guys talk, walk on with your day, meet another person. I think that's fucking sick, just like meeting people. Cause like that ultimately is how, at least for me, like I grow as a person. Cause like I can read stuff and stuff like that, and like interpret things for my own. But hearing another human being talk about it, like face to face, there's a lot more value to that than just reading it and like, just like reading it or like watching it.
I'm extroverted as fuck. Like, I get my energy from people. I get my knowledge from people. I get my happiness from people. When I'm alone, it's not easy. But like, I gotta, you know what I'm saying? But like,
yeah, when I'm alone, like the only times I don't like being alone is like right when I'm trying to go to bed, because that's when like most of my anxiety happens. It's just like trying to like, because that's the only time where I'm truly like just with myself and with my thoughts. So everything about like anything I said, that doesn't fucking matter anymore, because the person that I said it to, they don't care about it. They're not gonna remember it. But I did.
They're thinking about someone else that they said some shit to.
Probably some dumb shit like that. But here I am, just like thinking about it. I'm like, oh, that's the one time I hate it, like just being by myself. But like, you also have to like learn how like for you to love somebody else, you have to love yourself first. So you also have to like know how to like the things that you yourself like, what you like to do, the things that you don't fuck with and stuff like that, and just spending more time with yourself. I miss having a car so much because I can't like do anything with myself anymore, because all I do now is just like walk. But having my car, it was just like so liberating, because I could be like, if I want to do anything, I can just go do it and experience life. And I just miss having that.
What happened?
My car just like broke down one day. Yeah, I was driving and like, anyways, I just like, it just fucking stopped working. Yeah, that's it. I couldn't drive it. Yeah.
Said, you're not that guy.
You're not that guy.
I feel you. You should try meditating. Get that shit up before you go to bed.
That's the thing, like, going back to, like, do I believe in, like, a higher being and stuff like that? I have had times in my life where like I prayed to God. I always say like God because that's the thing. That's the closest thing I can relate to it. It's just God, not
that's the word.
Jesus Christ.
That's the word as humans we pick to talk about it.
Yeah.
The universe, the energy of the universe.
The universe, God.
Because on the road trip, a lot of people use the word God, and they're like, I'm not talking about a thing with a face. When I say God, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a thing bigger than the mind.
That's exactly how I feel. Like, it's just not Jesus Christ with the beard and long hair. That's not what I think about. But like, there are times where like I like before going to bed and like I pray and I want like just I think everything that happened that day. I pray for my friends, pray for my mom, stuff like that. And I just feel so much better afterwards. But like, I don't know. Sometimes I don't have the time for it. Not even time for it, but like, I just don't do it. And I feel like I should do it more. Because when I did do it, I just felt better. You know what I mean? Like, you definitely know what I'm talking about. Like, I just felt better, like, knowing that, like,
you put
yeah, like, you put something out there, and, like, there is potentially something out there looking back at you and just watching over you. So, like, that's comforting, I guess. But not a lot. It took me a long time. Not a long time, but, like, I just had to experience that for myself to believe it. That's just how I work. I feel like I can't just take somebody else's word for it.
See it to believe it. That's how you should live your life. Ask those questions until you see it, till you're disproved.
That's how I'm able to like make friends as well. Because a lot of people can have opinions about anything and anybody, but doesn't mean that that's how they are. That's just your perception of how that person was at that one specific time. Mm-hmm. So it's just like I never like judge anybody or go into it because I want anybody wanted to judge me.
And you definitely allow for people to change because you've seen yourself change.
Yeah. Like, it's just not, like, you're not stuck to that one person that you used to be or one thing. Like, as long as you want to change and you become aware of, like, how to change that certain thing, then, you know, you can change it, like, become, like, a better version of yourself. But not a lot of people are just, I guess, awakened like that. You just have to experience life. Like, everyone's different.
Agreed. Do you believe in, like, manifesting?
Which kind of manifesting? Like the TikTok manifesting or like actually manifesting?
What's TikTok manifesting?
TikTok manifesting is just like, I'm a witch and like I'm going to write 3 things on my notebook and I hope he texts me back in 2 hours. That's the way it is.
I'm talking about setting life goals and fucking conquering them.
Yeah, I've not manifested it, but always in my mind I'm like, I want to do this. This is my goal. Every day I'm doing this for like this. You know what I mean? Very vague, but I just
That's how it is. My manifestations, like, whatever, when I feel it, I'll just write it down. And I write everything in the past tense as if I already have it, so the universe knows that I'm gonna get it.
I like that. I like that mindset. Yeah, it's like
I said, you said I hope you'll blow up, and I said I will blow up.
Yeah,
I'm already blown up. That shit already happened.
Yeah,
because it's gonna happen.
And now you're just walking through it and getting there.
I set the stones. I'm walking the path. But. Yeah, I'll just
look at this. You do podcasts. You're gonna become a poet now. What's next? A book, bro. You gotta make it.
I'm gonna be a Renaissance man.
I'm gonna change the world.
Lou and I were just talking last night about how you can you pick one thing, and I was like, I'm gonna do it all.
That's facts. Like, it's just so hard like to do just one thing because like I get bored of things easily, but at the same time it's like fuck that. I just like you want to do everything, like dabble in a little bit of everything. I
make yourself uncomfortable.
Yeah, like challenge yourself.
100.
Right?
He said no. He says thunder's scary and that's that.
He looks so pissed and tired.
No, he's so scared. He hates fireworks and he hates thunder, and that's all this week has been. Is both those things.
But
it's okay. He's working on it. He's working on that self-progression.
Working through his trauma.
We also gave him some hemp treats, so he's doing a little better than he would be doing.
Oh, is that like catnip?
It's like, yeah, I guess. It's like CBD / like weed for dogs. He's tripping right now.
He's blasting right now, bro.
But yeah, basically, manifesting for me is just saying what I'm gonna do. Like, I will do I wrote, like, to get this going again, I had to write, like, I will be making podcasts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's not, and a lot of people are like, oh, you write it down for 10 days and then you'll get it. Nah. You write it down whenever you feel like writing it down, and you're constantly working towards it. It's not shit. This is the different. Manifesting isn't the universe giving you things.
It's you doing it.
It's you you doing the path to get to what you want, and then somehow the universe gives you luck. You get luck. You get opportunities and luck, and that's what I think manifesting is.
It's like, I get that, because like I can manifest having a good body, or I can just go to the fucking gym.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, that's the difference. Like I see that.
But you
for
do
sure.
both. You say, I'm gonna look how I want to look. I'm gonna love my body, while going to the gym every day, while working on your diet. You know what I'm saying?
It's always like improvement. I really need to get back into working out, but we'll see how that goes.
Just fucking do it.
I do it. I just do it at home, but like I really like would love to have like weights and like machines and stuff like that.
Go to Crunch.
The one in Hudson?
Yeah. Or you live mad close to any time.
I do. That's right. I forgot about that.
That's like what, $15? How much is that?
I think so. Around 15 or 20.
Hit work, walk over to anytime, hit the gym.
That's facts. I didn't think about that. I didn't, because, yeah, I will do it.
There you go. There you manifested.
Already like
manifested.
That. But I really need that though, because that's another thing too with like my confidence, going way back to the beginning. But I was just like, I really just did not like the way I looked. Like I would see myself in the mirror and just see like, I don't think I was ever like fat, but I would see myself and think I was fat.
You're preaching to the choir.
That's what I'm saying. Like I feel like, yeah, because I'm not gonna say that you were fat.
I still look at the mirror every day and I still hate myself.
That's
I'm working
facts.
on it.
That's
I'm working
so
on
true.
It, but I still every morning I go fuck.
Yeah.
I go,
it's like, why the fuck do I look like this? Why is this bitch right here?
Yes,
like,
bro.
I hate it. I know what you mean.
But I work. All I can do is work on it and fucking keep. Because there's some days where I'm like, alright, I bet, okay, I like that. But then there's some days, most days where I'm like, fuck, dude, you gotta be better than this.
Yeah.
But
it's just like I'm always gonna have that like fat kid in me, regardless of like where I get.
Dude, and the crazy thing is, we weren't fat. Not at all.
Not at all.
It's baby fat. It's kid chub.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be a little pudgy when you're a kid because you're fucking falling and shit like that. You don't want to break all your bones.
You still have to grow in a couple more years. You're not done yet.
You're storing. I literally shot up like 6 inches in a year. Like that's why you're chubby then.
Yeah.
But bro, I don't know. Society somehow fucks with us like that.
Yeah.
My sister even says that when there's a home video of like my sister and our cousins in like their room messing around, like putting on makeup, just playing around, right? When they're like 8, and then I think I had the camera, or no, probably not me because I was too little, but someone had the camera and was like, what's all your New Year's resolutions? And they were 8, and they all were like, I want to lose weight. They were 8, and we all watched it. We were all watching that. We were like, bro, what the fuck is it?
These 8-year-olds
in our heads? Like, why are we like this? Like, why do we feel? Because we didn't have the internet. It's not that we were seeing like hot like.
No, but kind of. Like, we were growing up with, like, in the beginning, like, early 2000s, like, there were, like, Paris Hilton, Kim Kardashian, a bunch of those girls were out, like, coming through it. Oh my god, that's why social media plays into, like, a huge factor of, like, how we grow up.
You know what my cousins were talking about the other day? Where, how, like, our generation grew up with phones, so then this generation, like, millennials who saw that happen, won't give their kids phones, which I think that might happen. Because we're learning social media.
You mean like when we have kids, we won't give our parents?
Kids, we're not probably gonna give them phone. We're gonna make them do kid shit again.
Oh, for sure.
And I never thought about that, and I was like, wait a second, we don't have to give them. For a sec, dude, in my head I was like, it's over. We're just gonna give kids phones and it's over.
I hate that. Like,
and I was like, wait a second, we have a choice.
We can stop that. It's just like, I know that the internet can be such like a scary place. Like so many people have so many opinions, but like they only say that shit because it's a screen. Mm-hmm. It's not gonna come back to you.
Yeah.
So like I would want my kid to have like the childhood that I had, which was like without phones, because like you said, we grew up with it.
We had a crazy hybrid. We're the chosen ones, bro, because of that hybrid. I deadass think that all the time. Like our upbringing was so unique because like we had shit, but we didn't have shit. And like people are gonna be like, "What are you fucking?" Nah, we had like. I didn't text my friends to hang out. Like, I ran over and knocked on their front door. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd call their home phones, look up their number in the I have memory, like, I would look up their number in the phone books and shit like that. Like, it wasn't... Yeah. I'd play Club Penguin with my cousins while I'm on the home phone with them. Like, that's the hybrid part of it. You know what I'm saying? Is how, like, it was there, but it wasn't there.
It was almost. I know what you mean for sure, cause I just know what you mean. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like I know like that's literally like how we grew up.
Cause we had some shit like you would go down to the park with your friends all on bikes, bring a football and play backyard football type shit. Some kid would get fucked up, and then you'd all have to figure out how to like figure it out yourselves because no one had a phone. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then these days, like everyone knows everything. If there's ever whatever is considered an emergency, it's fixed immediately because someone would just call an adult and stuff like that. Like that's what my dad talks about a lot too in his upbringing. He's like, kids would get knocked unconscious when we were playing football games, and we'd just drag them to the side and keep playing and figure it out. And he's like, and I'm not saying that's right. He said, I'm not saying that's right. He's like, but that's just the way it was, and you learn something from that. And I think...
Don't be the bitch getting fucked up.
Don't be the bitch getting fucked up. Fucking Jesus. But I totally agree with him. Like, there's shit like you learn about as kids when you're that little and you're in situations that you need to figure it out. You can't just fucking like call someone and you can't just go. You can't. There's no out there. Like we had the age where if you fucked up, you had to figure it out. You know.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my god,
there's no social media pressure in our generation. I didn't feel it at least.
No, I wouldn't say so either.
In high school, I feel like that shit kind of got popular, but leading up to high school, I didn't give a fuck about Instagram or.
I still don't. The only reason I'm trying to like get back into Instagram is just so like when somebody sees my profile, because our Instagram is the new Facebook. Like that's just how it is. And I just want to like fix my like not fix my thing, but just like make it so like my first impression when you see my feed is like a good one. Because that is like if you see something like first impressions are important. Especially
I've been doing the same thing with my profile because for a while it was just pictures of the podcast, and I was like, none of this is me though. Like it was nice having everyone else as everyone else was the face of the podcast, and that was the point of it for a while. I didn't want to be a part of it, but then I went to college and I've been meeting people, and like people ask me for my Instagram, and like I would like a face to be there. You know what I'm saying? Like I'd like people to know that someone is behind it. You know? Yeah,
because you don't just want to have like just it be a podcast. Do you have like a podcast account, or is it the same?
Just my personal account.
Does that work out? Do you like the way that works?
I mean, if I made a podcast account, it would probably get 200 followers max, and then I'd just be mad.
Oh yeah, you'd lose a bunch of your followers if you did that.
And I'm like, fuck it, but I'm not posting anything else on my IG. You might as well just make my main IG the thing.
That's true.
So now 1,000 people see it instead of 50. Hopefully 1,000, probably fucking like 500 plus 500 bots that follow me.
Yeah, you buy them.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been working on being myself. I'm good at being myself in person. That's always been a thing for me. I'm very good at being myself in person, and this is throughout time. That's how I've been. I've been pretty like true to myself, but online I've never known how to be myself, and now I think I like get it.
Yeah, having like, I know, yeah, because having an online not persona, but like just being online, you're putting yourself out there, you're throwing yourself like in like a sea of sharks. Like regardless of what you're doing, you're gonna get like criticized. Somebody's gonna have their opinions about it, and like you either have to be ready for that shit or like grow tough skin. Yeah. But like, how did you have like any bad experiences when like you first came out the podcast? I've all just been like supportive.
Nah, dude. Yeah, I think about that a lot. I'm like, my shit. I know my shit's gonna make it, but like, I need some haters. Like, I need some like scandals and shit like that. Yeah. I don't want to manifest that, but I always think about that. I'm like, I'm not actually good. Like, it's not actually good until someone hates on it. Yeah. Nah, it's only been love and support, and that's, dude. Shout out to fucking Marlborough, bro. Marlborough is goated.
Yeah, we're a good town. Yeah, but there's just not much to do here.
It's a little boring in a sense. You gotta go a couple towns over to find some shit to do. Yeah. But like, for what it is, though, like, actually, I take that back. You could do a lot of shit here. I
mean, you could if you like you don't.
It's not a city. It's a town. It's a town.
Yeah, we call it a city, but it's a town.
Yeah, but like the diversity here. And the things you learn outside the classroom, other kids, when you go to school, you'll realize kids don't learn some of the shit we learned here in Marlborough. You know what I'm saying?
Like, just like socially?
Yeah. There's kids who like are sheltered, bro. Like, didn't see other culture at all. You know what I'm saying?
And they're like racist without knowing it.
I mean, I don't know if you'd interpret it as racist. It's just ignorance, you know?
Okay, yeah, that's better.
It's like ignorance. They don't know. And like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just, like, everyone who's gone to school and come back, they understand it. They're like, dude, like, people don't have the same viewpoints as us because they're not from, like, a town of many people. They're from a town of 5,000 white kids, you know?
Yeah, that's actually true if you think about it. Like, our town is very, very diverse.
Hella diverse, bro. Like, literally, white people is potentially the minority now in this town.
Is that, like, fact? Or are you just, like...
I'm just looking around.
Oh.
You go to Deloney Park, bro. At night, I play basketball there every night to put up shots. No one... It's literally every culture around me in sight. Like, I feel like I'm just looking at the world.
Oh, that's
like,
sick.
You see everyone, and no one's speaking English.
That's
in a good
actually
way.
That's true. Always when I'm at work, I always notice more that like there's more Brazilians and Hispanics. Well, that's because it's probably just Home Depot. That's like a lot of like the demographic people working in that industry are usually like Hispanic or Latino. But even then, like that's also like we're in Marlborough. That's all there is here too.
Bro, I deliver ice when I'm in a.
You deliver ice?
Yeah, I deliver ice for ice company, and I drive around. Anytime I'm in a liquor store. In like certain towns, it's only white old people. Anytime I'm in a liquor store, in some towns, it's only this, that, and the other thing. You know what I'm saying? But anytime I'm delivering ice in Marlborough, it's like, oh, I don't know who I'm gonna run into in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it
do
could
you
be
feel
any type of person.
More connected with like, not more connected, but like more comfortable with people of like color, like other white people? They go to like different towns and stuff like that.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Cause like, yeah.
When I was there's.
Because I guess you are exposed to as a high school, we were batshit crazy. Like so much shit happened every year, every time. Like there was just something going on with like X people.
Yeah.
And it was literally like whoever and everyone was getting to something.
It felt like a community, bro. Like people talk about high school and like it sounds like even the teachers were like in on cliques. When you're at Marlborough, like it just feels like Marlborough. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to out groups or anything. I'm just talking about it. Like you have your ELL students come in, and then they learn like the language, and then they just shove them in classes, and they're just there. And now everyone around them's helping them. You know what I'm saying? Like the class is helping those kids, and next thing you know, like they're like one of the cool kids. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just cool as fuck, and they're in with everybody.
We've always been. At least for our grade, I remember us always being like welcoming to like anybody that would come into our grade. And
special needs kids, like other kids, like other schools, they talk about their schools, they just shove the special needs kids in the corner and forget about it.
No, we were like
that's like a focal point of our school. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what was the thing that they used to do? Like the Special Olympics? The
Special Olympics, and then, bro, at the pep rallies, like, they'd have them play a full-ass basketball game. At all the proms, at all the homecomings, we'd make fat circles. They'd all get in the middle and dance.
Get their moment, yeah.
Yeah, and it's not like people are fucking making fun of them. People are, like, just having a good time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was, like, us. It wasn't, like, groups. It was, like, that's how I felt when I was at Marlborough.
I've never thought about it that way, but, like, you saying that, I'm, like... Looking back at it too now, I'm like, holy shit.
It's hard to realize it in the moment because I don't think I necessarily did either. But when you look back at it and you talk to other people who went to high school, and you hear how they talk about high school, it was different.
Yeah, a lot of thing that I noticed is like either some people are still like in the high school mindset. That's just how I put it because like I can tell like they didn't change after high school. Mm-hmm. Like I said, not that that's a bad thing or anything. Just because you don't always changing or you're always like evolving doesn't mean that you're lesser than a person. But it's just like, I don't know. I'm always pick up on that. Like some people are just still like in like a high school mindset and like not like, let me get my life together mindset.
Yeah. Still caring about what. The high school mindset is just thinking everything's so important. Every little thing.
Like every single gossip, every single person, every single interaction. It's like, don't you get tired of thinking of all that shit? I know I do. I can barely like talk to myself sometimes. I'm like, what the fuck am I saying right now with my thoughts?
I'm so good. But yeah, Marlborough was a different experience for sure, and you don't realize that till you talk to someone else who had like not just someone else, but a good amount of people. You don't, you know what I'm saying? You gotta like, it's just cool. It's just cool to see, you know.
I never really appreciated Marlboro until like just
It's hard. It's hard. Like when you're in it, you don't think about that stuff. It's like not knowing what you have till it's gone. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It's not like it's gone, but like when you're away from it, you can get the idea. You know?
Like, oh shit, this is what I'd be doing if I was in Marlboro.
Dude, the wrestling team, bro. The fucking Coach Knapp teaches all the ALL students. He tells them about wrestling. The wrestling team could speak like 13 different languages across the board. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just such a miscellaneous group of kids who just came to America, and Knapp said, "Come wrestle," and they said, "Okay." And then
just,
he
like,
gave them structure. He gave them friends, and now you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like little shit like that you don't see in the moment, that you look back and you're like, "Fuck, dude, we were the shit. Like we were actually the shit." Like
I wish I did like sports, cause like being like not even caring about popularity, but like just doing sports, you would know everybody just because everybody knew you because you played a sport, you got a team,
anything.
you got to like people would go and root for you and cheer for you. That shit's so exciting.
And
you
the
do feel like the
musical as well.
Oh yeah,
That
like,
shit was goated.
I'm actually like Marlboro High was really into like the arts department and all that.
Our shit was fat.
Yeah, and the kids were so. I'm not sure if you probably like heard about it. Like all the kids used to be like mad dramatic. That was like.
Bro, I did drama. I was tech crew all 4 years.
Holy shit! Yeah, you were.
I was in that shit.
You were in the plays and all that. And you were in it, but like tech crew.
But I moved the trash cans and I fucking.
Which one was your favorite play? Do you remember?
The first one.
Which
the
one was it?
one. Susical.
I didn't watch that one.
It wasn't. It was just. I don't know. It was. It's not just. There was a lot around it that made it great.
Wasn't there like drama club and a musical, or were those the same?
It was kind of all the same thing.
Oh.
There was like you do one production in the fall. It was dessert theater, and it was where like three like seniors would direct plays. 3 seniors would direct 3 different plays, like short plays, and that was pretty cool. Because there's no like adults, like it was literally just like seniors doing it and shit like that. And then there was the musical, which was like a big thing, and everybody was in it. And then like professional, like not professional, but the people we work with would come to the school and like produce it and stuff like that.
I remember that too. Yeah, that's always like. I wonder what those kids are. I wonder if they're writing their own plays now.
Maybe. I know some kids who are like review shit and stuff like that, and they have like
the review, like
yeah, like they'll
Broadways and
review
stuff like
plays, they'll review movies, and like they have that, and like I know people who are still in it. I know people who are in the TV industry and stuff like that.
That's my goal. Like, is to like work in a music video or like production, like TV set, and just make whatever is happening come to life. That's my, not I wouldn't say dream, but that's what I see myself happiest with. Is like
Like a
bringing
producer?
in the set. Yeah, like bringing the set, seeing the actors, not so much directing, but like, because if you're a producer, you basically like, you are directing, you're basically doing a little bit of everything. Because it's like, at the end of the day, it's your vision, because you're producing the whole thing. And that's just what I want. I'd love to like work with like a famous, like up and coming, like if I worked with like Megan Thee Stallion and like I make a music video for her, like that's legendary. Like that's going down for history. You know what I mean? I think that shit's sick. Because also like, I love fashion as well, so like I wouldn't make them like dress like a fool and stuff like that. I'm still not debating, but like wondering if like I always want to be behind the scenes, or if at one point I want to step forward into like the limelight and start doing my own stuff as well.
Tell that.
Exactly. Right now, I'm gonna figure out the stuff behind the scenes first, because like I can like the best way to put it is like if I want to be like an actor or like a producer, and you can basically be both, but not at the same time. Because you either focus on like acting solely,
dude, be the
or just
Kanye of
producing.
fucking video production.
I have so much to learn. So
Pull up as a producer, and then start throwing down some bass.
Baz. I fucking wish I could rap freestyle. My mind always comes so blank with that. Could you drop like bars? I was like, just bump a beat. You could.
People who are watching, they know my freestyle skills.
Oh, okay,
I don't
He's
need
a
to say
badass
anything.
now.
I don't need to say anything.
He's
All I
nice
gotta
guy.
say is, if you throw a beat on and told me to rap, I can do it.
Okay.
That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, okay. Let me look up a beat real quick. Hold
on. Not live. But damn, you want that shit? Go get it.
Facts.
And you're already working. You already, in essence, have the dream at a lower level.
Oh yeah.
Like, in
it's
essence,
still
you're
like
doing what you want to do.
I don't even care. Like, okay, I do care. But like, I don't care what I'm doing with like my life. If it's like college, if I'm just working, as long as I'm doing my career and I'm happy, and I'm making like $2 an hour, as long as I'm happy with the thing that I care about, I don't really care. Like, obviously there are expectations and stuff like that, but as long as I'm happy at the end of the day, that's all that matters. And I also want to like provide for my mom and family, but like that's gonna come with like, that is part of the goal.
100.
Period.
Do you think you find your passion and then love it so much that somehow make money out of it, or do you think you find a way to make money and then somehow that becomes your passion?
I want it to be the latter, where I have a passion and my passion's at making me money. Did I use that word right?
Yeah.
The latter? Okay, yeah. I choose that. I'd rather have that. But I'm not going with the expectation where it's gonna bring me money.
Mm-hmm.
But if it does, it's just more of a benefit for me to pursue even more.
100. Feel that. Word. You want to wrap this shit up?
I mean, if you want to wrap it up.
Got any last thoughts? Last messages for the people?
The
peoples.
Just ultimately, don't give a fuck. Like, do what you want to do it within reasoning, and as long as you're happy and like you feel like you're doing the right thing and making the right progression in your life, why the fuck do you care if Mary has to say something about it?
Fuck Mary.
Yeah, fuck you, Mary.
Word. Peace out.